Okay, so welcome everybody. Today is a super exciting time because in the month of April and October are Global Youth Initiative Month in the John Maxwell team. If you don't know what the John Maxwell team is, go and find out. But the John Maxwell team is a team of 38,000 coaches in every country of the world. And we have been certified by John Maxwell himself. And so as a team in our different locations, we're all doing youth initiatives where we set up youth events online or in person for youth so that we can impact them. Our goal this April is to have impacted 1 million youth. And I'm sure we're going to surpass it because last time by October, we had done 800,000 youth already. So we're on our way, right? We're on our way. Once again, welcome. I will start my session in 30 seconds. So sit tight. I hope you have your heart ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. I hope you have your notes and your pen. I have mine, even if I'm the one, I'm starting the session, but there's a second session as well. So I have my notes, I have my water. I'm in a no distraction zone, hopefully, that my son doesn't barge through the door. But in any case, I'm in a no distraction zone. So I hope you are too as well. I hope you're here with your expectations, but you're not just here to just say, oh, events, let's join, but we are here to be together, to learn, to grow. And yeah, so as I usually say to people who have encountered me before, your future self will thank you for your investment in yourself today. So imagine you 10 years from now, the kind of person you will be then. And then the person is looking back at you right now and is saying thumbs up. So imagine it. So without further ado, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So we're having two sessions, right? The title of this event is called The Making of a Champion. And yes, let me do this. Okay. So yeah, so the title of this is The Making of a Champion, how to overcome losses or failures. Okay, so I need to do that as well. Excuse me, everybody. Okay. Just so that we don't hear funny sounds. So like I said, the title of this event is called The Making of a Champion, How to Overcome Losses and Failures. Because see, losses will come, failures will come. Life always has detours, life always has obstacles. And those obstacles and detours will now determine the outcomes of our lives. So now is a good time to learn. I always say we all need to learn to be the champion of our own lives because we're in competition with nobody but who we were designed to be. So in this session, we're going to have part 1 and part 2. The part 1 is my session, the mindset of a champion. And then part 2 deals with the attitude of a champion. So mindset and attitude. And in this one, I'll be talking about the opportunity mindset. So get ready, enjoy. Okay, so I want us to always remember this quote. Always remember that. Always and always and always remember that champions are not made in the ring. They are merely recognized there. So it means that preparation always happens behind the scenes. You won't see the times when boxers are being beaten behind the scene, when they are training, or basketballers that will say that, oh, I train 6 to 7 hours every day. Nobody sees all of that. Nobody sees when when people try things and stop and jump and fall, but we all see them on the D-Day when everything looks fantastic. And then there is all this excitement and people are like, wow, an overnight success. There's nothing called an overnight success. An overnight success is usually 30 years, 10 years, 15 years of preparation. So champions aren't made in the ring. They are merely recognized there. Our session lesson, so the lesson of this session is simple. To become the champion in your own life, you must learn to deal with losses or failures, obstacles, setbacks when they come with the right attitude and mindset. And like I said, I'll be dealing with the mindset aspect, and Khadija will be dealing with the attitude aspect of it. So are we together? Are we ready? Are we ready for part 1? Are we ready? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know how ready we are. 2% ready, 10% ready, very ready, somewhat ready. Let me know. How ready are we? Let me know. Really ready, ready, almost ready. Okay, so it seems like a few people are ready. Oh, it's okay. So we're ready. Okay, so I would be speaking to you about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lessons, 5 valuable lessons on how to overcome losses. You may think of it as losses, or think of it as failures, or think of it as obstacles, but these 5 lessons will help you. I'm telling you that from the depth of my heart. Okay, let's go. Lesson 1. Please take notes. You know, who says, am I decided to try me will come up and I'll decide to give you a quiz afterwards. Who knows? Just saying. Okay, so lesson 1. Failing does not equal you being a failure. As simple as it sounds, you failing at something, or you having a setback, or you facing an obstacle that did not show that you were not able to overcome, does not mean you're a failure. It's just feedback to tell you that, hey, you're not there yet. You're still on your journey. You can be better. That's what happens. So don't attribute yourself. So even if you failed and say, I have stories, oh my goodness. I remember when I was writing professional exams, and I wrote one. It was funny because I wrote one paper 4 times, and the paper was an auditing paper, and I ended up becoming an auditor. And so it was very tough because I would finish, I'll pass the rest, and then this one audit paper will be there. And I still remember rolling on the carpet, crying my eyes out, because I just knew that that was the time I was going to pass it. And I had already envisioned myself in my Turkish cut gray skirt suit, walking from my seat to the podium, because all chartered accountants will walk to the podium and get the handshake from ICANN Council. And I was imagining my parents in the crowd, excited that, hey, my daughter has done it. She has made us proud. And, I would just sit down, I'll just imagine myself climbing the stairs and collecting my own handshake and collecting my certificate with the scroll. And they will now say, Merenike, ACA, Chartered Accountant. And then this one paper, I waited for it, and then it did not agree. I didn't pass it. And I started crying, and I was so sad and so upset because I'd written 4 papers, right? And I passed 3. So it was loading one by one, and then the last one failed. I had a choice in that instant. So I had someone tell me, stop wasting your time. Just go and find that professional exam to do. But I told myself, even if I don't ever use this certificate, I want to finish it because I need it. And it's a test for me. If I don't if I stop now, it means that when life comes with things that are hard, I would always reach this point where when it gets tough, I will cave in, I will quit, I will stop. So I said no. I got up. I said, why did I fail? And I started asking myself questions. Why did I fail? What happened? What went wrong? What didn't I know? Okay. So I started looking and thinking of feedback to give myself, asking myself questions. And I did. And I found out that because I didn't have practical experience, how can I get practical experience without getting a job first? And I said, oh, some tuition houses, they have chartered accountants who are in professional accountancy audit, who are doing the audit. So I can leverage their own experiences to pass my exams. So I went to register in lesson, and I would sit down in class. Well, like, you have us one paper, just go and read. I said, leave me. And I would sit down and I would say, And it was very funny because when the lecturer is teaching and lecturing, I would just say, no wonder I did not pass this thing. I took it as feedback and I made sure it did not define me. So remember today that failing something, it might be an exam, it might be a race, it might be whatever it is to you, does not equate to being a failure. Your value is based on your creation, is you inside your intricate design. That's where your value comes from, and not things that happen to you. So I said here that if you think the same way we say failing doesn't make you a failure, is the same way that being in a car garage or being in a parking lot does not make you a car. Please help me snap this car here and help me send it to my husband so you can see the kind of car that I like. But in any case, it doesn't make you a failure. Same way, so anytime you think about it, oh, I failed at this exam. Oh, I was supposed to run and I didn't come first. Maybe whatever it is to you, think of yourself as a person sitting in a garage and ask yourself, does this make me a car? No, it doesn't. So get up and be on your way. So you can add yours to the thing whenever. For me, I always tell myself, same way being in a garage does not make me a car. So you can own it and say, okay, maybe eating bananas doesn't make you a monkey, or whatever you want to add to it, right? So I want us to pause and ponder for like a minute and really think about this and answer. Think of it. I just shared with you a time when I failed an exam and it was tough. I still remember my very first exam I failed. And this is me that throughout secondary school, I didn't fail any exam. Even university, I didn't fail any exam. I think the lowest I ever got was a C. I didn't fail. And then I went to professional exams and then I failed. Oh my goodness. It felt like life as I knew it, and all my dreams and hopes and aspirations and ambition, everything had ended because I was in so much pain. But then I had to get up and tell myself, this is feedback, that's something I must know what happened. It's not the end. So think of a time in your life, and I hope you're with me. I hope you will do these exercises because we're all in this together. So think of a time in your own life when you failed at something, you tried something, you failed at it. How did that make you feel? How and why do you think it made you feel like that? For me, I had high expectations. I was so sure that how can I fail an exam? It's not my kind of first exam, and it taught me a lot because that's what failures do. Like failing things, that's what it does. It's supposed to teach you things, but too often we focus too much on the pain that we don't get the lessons from it. So I'm in the chat section. Does anybody want to share a time when they failed? How did that make you feel? You know, how did it make you feel? I'll give you 30 seconds more and then I move on because we have a lot to cover in a very short time. Okay, so are we together? So lesson one taken, right? So this is one thing that, and if you need to screenshot this, please screenshot it. Or screenshot, because it's something that we all must know and learn and understand, is that you are not your circumstances, and your life is a story being written. You've not reached the end of your life. You've not. You're a story being written. And so when things happen to you, take it as feedback and don't waste it. Ask yourself questions. You get my point? Ask yourself questions and make sure you're drawing lessons, and always remember that you're a story being written. I recently started telling people that understand that where you are up to now is a sum total of the decisions you've made, choices or not, or like actions or inactions, choices, decisions, thoughts. And so if you don't like where you are right now, it also means that where you would be as a result of your decisions, your choices, your lessons, so it shows you that you have the power to create and curate the life that you want to have. Many people see from the back end that, oh, all the things that have happened to me is my fault. But it also means that all the things that will happen to you, you can make it happen. So don't waste it. You're a beautiful story being written. So lesson 2, are we together? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if we're together. Let me know if let me know if we're together, or if I'm just talking to myself. Because it feels like I'm talking to myself. Okay,
Oh
okay,
no,
okay, okay,
we
Tanya.
here.
Okay,
I'm here,
okay,
Morenike.
okay. Okay. Lesson 2. Okay, thank you, Christiana. Thank you, Ayokomi. Thank you. Okay, Dami, I see you. Welcome. Thank you. So lesson 2, failing is tough, but it can be resourced by learning from it. And that is what I call the opportunity mindset. Hey, don't waste your failures. Oh my goodness. I remember when I became a chartered accountant, and I usually share I can't say because that's Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. That certification stretched my life. If something can box you and blow you and stretch you and tear you, have you seen all those boxers that you see the first picture, Anthony Joshua still looked rather fine, when he had finished the match. There are some that you will see their eyes closed like this, swollen faces, and they're like, I did it, I won. That's how I felt when I became a chartered accountant, because oh my goodness. If something could test your esteem, what you know, everything, that's what the exams did to me. And I believe it was a huge learning opportunity for me. And I'm glad I took the lessons. When I finished, I shared my lessons on Instagram. I shared it on people's blogs. I shared it like week on week for like 8 weeks. And I still recently shared it last year on LinkedIn, so that people know that sometimes the road is not just one short straight line. The shortest line between point A and point B is a straight line. Life is usually not a straight line. It's like ziggy zaggy, turn around, up and down, um. And I usually share that because I remember having a classmate, right? When I was in university, I was writing ICANN exam, but I started from the preliminary stage, that's the ATS. Um, and I had a classmate who, when we finished, I kind of changed their syllabus again. So most of my classmates that did not write then, we were all on the same level. So that in itself was a huge blow to me. I had people, make jest of me and smile and laugh when I'm done. You're still in this class. We're in the class together. All the time you're serious in school, so we're enjoying your life. All of us are here. And I had a classmate who wrote the 4 exams, wrote one level 4 exams, and he passed one. And then if you fail 3 or 4, you failed 4. And so I just saw him, looking rather morose, just looking at me with a sad face. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Oh, I failed the exam. This icon is just nonsense. I'm not even writing again. What a waste of my time. And he went on and on and on. And I wanted to slap his face and give him some sense, like resets. And I said, what do you mean by that? Do you think life would ever be easy? Life always throws curveballs. Always. So what I usually say is, expect the best, but prepare as if you're not even expecting the best to happen. Because if you don't, you will just get disappointed and disappointed and disappointed. And then I told him, see, you have to make sure that you don't give up. So even my I said to myself, I don't give up, I don't quit, I don't stop, I don't get tired until I'm done. So people say, America, until I'm done. I keep telling myself, so now is my wiring until I'm done. And I learn from my lessons. So learn from your lessons as well. Make sure you resource it. Don't I know failure is tough, but don't let the failure eat you up. Some people have attached so much and they'll say they don't want to do something again. And I keep telling them, this is the level. So if you're this cup of water, and you're on this level, maybe the failure comes at this level, and you think, I will just go and, it means it's not for me. Not necessarily. It means that if you stop here, when another thing comes, this is your lead. This is your lead. And so you have to make sure that you're not stopping for all the wrong reasons. Because you failed once, because it's tough. The person who created light bulb had like 1,000 failed experiments and 1,000 or 10,000. And he said, is 999,000 ways or 9,999 ways not to create the light bulb. So failure is tough because it causes us to be emotionally stuck. People get stuck, they don't get past it. It causes us to be mentally defeated, and it happens. You will start questioning, oh my goodness, I was just wondering, am I not the same person who in a set of like 600, 700 people, I was in top 10? And then I get to go to ICANN and I'm like, gosh, there was one exam I wrote. Oh God. If you know what I got, let me not even say it because you will just be wondering, how come they gave me certificates afterwards? But it's all right. So it makes us mentally defeated. It's okay. Hey, if you fail at something, if you have a loss, if you have a setback, and you feel like the whole world is caving in, it's okay. But don't sit there. Don't camp. Don't now build a tabernacle, a house there, and live there and say, this is my address. No, you don't do that. You keep moving. We keep moving, we keep pushing, and you keep telling yourself, I don't quit, I don't stop, I don't get sad, like I don't get sad and stay there. I don't stop until I'm done. And you push yourself and motivate yourself. Motivation is overrated because many people think they need motivation to get things done. But usually, when you start getting things done, the motivation to continue always comes. Anyway, that was a golden nugget if you got it. Okay, the first loss is usually is not usually the biggest loss. Many times when we think of the losses we have, when we think of the first one, we think of, oh, when we're little and this happened to us, or when we're this happened to us. I've had bigger blows than my first failure in failing one paper in ICANN then, and I was rolling on the floor and thinking about my life and my hopes and my dreams and my future. I've had bigger things happen, but it doesn't hit me because as much because I'm strengthened on the inside. I have more capacity now, and that's something you need to each and every one of us needs to develop in our internal capacity. So usually the first loss is not biggest loss. So hey, get on your way. Okay, so it also creates the gap between knowing and doing. So when you fail at something, all of a sudden you begin to question yourself. It now brings about the performance gap. This is what I know, and this is what I'm doing. This is what is expected, and this is what I'm actually doing. There's now that space. We now begin to question and wonder, and like I'm doing all I know to do, and I'm still not hitting the mark. So in times like that, what do? you begin to ask questions. Like I told you how I was asking myself till I got to the point that I knew that I needed a tutorial center that had experienced accountants that were hands-on on field in audit practice to go and get lessons from. And in class, I was just shaking my head. No wonder I did not pass. I was saying it in class and shaking my head. So losses never leave us the same. They can either break us or they can make us. Hmm. They can break or they can make. The decision is yours. Oh my goodness. If you learn this, you would turn all the failures in your life that have happened to you into learnings. People who are mostly so the reason we look at things and we're like, oh, I'm the only one in this whole wild world this is going to, is because most times people don't share their stories until they have succeeded. Then you'll now be reading about them. That's why I love reading biographies. I love reading people's stories. I want to see the story behind the glory. I want to know, is it that you just became like this, or you had setbacks? And then when I'm asking questions, when like when we're always talking to like all these business leader women, pom power ladies that we see around when we're like office gatherings, I will say, what did you have to sacrifice? What was it like when you failed at something? I'm always asking all this kind of questions because I want to know. I want to know that, hey, I'm still all right, right? So failing is tough, but don't stay there. Instead, develop an opportunity mindset. So I'll tell you 4 things that the opportunity mindset is or does, or I can develop in. So the opportunity mindset says there's always something to learn in every situation. So it also helps you become a student of life itself. You look around, you learn something. You go here, you learn something. You get a tough blow, you learn something. You're on the road and something happens, you learn. For my toddler, I learned stories on faith. Just him behaving and relating to me, I was like, oh my goodness, wow. So the opportunity mindset always says that there's always something to learn in all situations. The opportunity mindset thinks a loss of failure is not a loss of failure if I learn from it. There's a beautiful book I have here, and it says sometimes you win, sometimes you learn for things. It's sometimes you win. So it's not sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. We must all learn from our failures. Then the opportunity mindset says knows that humility is the spirit of learning. If you don't double down and say, hey, I don't know it all, and you get down from your high horse that feels like, hey, I know it all, then you now begin to see lessons. And then the opportunity mindset believes that to really learn from losses and failures, we need to change the way we look at the losses or failures in our lives and develop some important qualities that will help us respond, not react, respond to them. So it just says that it means that you can get feedback. And so if what I'm doing is A and where I want to be is B, what do I need to become the person that gets to B? That's what opportunity mindset helps. So point taken. So my pause and ponder here is, what do you learn when you actually fail? When you fail, what do you learn? So think about it. And henceforth, whenever you have a setback, bring out your journal and write out, what didn't I do well? Don't say nothing. It's not my fault. Because when you start doing it's not my fault and play the blame game, what you are doing is saying, take my life, and you give your life and give the control of your life over to other people. And life, like nobody ever did that and succeeded. Okay, so my quote here says, a loss of failure does not turn into a lesson unless we work hard to make it so. Losing or failing gives us the chance to learn something, but many people do not seize the opportunity. When they don't, that's when losing or failing hurts. It only hurts because, like, the reason it hurts so much is because we focus so much on the pain that we don't draw the lessons from it. And then what happens? Do you know what happens? We repeat it over and over and over again. And then we now see the track record and now say, if that's the way I make this same mistake, that's who I am. But no, the problem is that you did not learn from the failures. So, like I said, whenever things don't go the way you want them to go, wake up in the morning, early in the morning, wipe your face, sit down. You can cry for 24 hours. It's all right. You can just cry, sulk, call your friends, all of you, just do it, yeah, together. After 24 hours, sit down. Okay, so what didn't I do well at? What happened? What happened? Why didn't I get the results I need? And start asking yourself. Don't say I read now, or I put in my best. Okay, so it means that there is a gap. How can I fill that gap? What do I need to do? When you're asking yourself all those questions and writing, you would see that you will start learning from the things that you go through. And I hope that's helpful to you. Lesson 3. We're almost there. Lesson 3, lesson 3, lesson 3. Okay, so lesson 1, you failing doesn't make you a failure. Lesson 2, the best way to learn from your mistakes or losses is when you resource them, and that's developing the opportunity mindset. Lesson 3, the first step to learning from losses is to take responsibility. I wanted to put a picture of a tie, but I was like, it's not everybody that wears tie. But if you don't take responsibility for you, nobody else will. If you keep giving, I remember teaching the value of choices. And when we feel like it's not my fault, I don't have any choice, we give our power away. When we don't take responsibility for our actions, for where we are right now in our lives, we won't be able to move forward. Why? Because we feel like I'm giving my best. This is all I know to do. It's not working. Why is it not working? Oh, let me focus on what I can control. Yes, the economy is not helping. Fine. But people have succeeded in the same economy. Oh, I'm not passing in school and they're not teaching us very well. But some people are passing. I remember writing, I have plenty of account stories to tell you people. I remember writing one exam. It was called government accounting. My class, we were 21. And we had one teacher lady like this. We were still eager, just writing the notes, writing the notes, writing the notes. We just noticed that like 5 of our friends were like, this class doesn't make sense. They're not coming again. And that's why they didn't come for classes. So, we students of diligence somebody, we stayed in class, taking notes. We did not know that all that we knew was that we knew nothing. That's how we reached the exam like this. And when you're trying to write and then the Bible is not working because there's nothing to write. And so I tried, and I looked at it and I was like, what's happening? We believe that the only people that passed in my entire class of 21 were those 5 people that did not come to class because they saw that this thing is not working. It's like this teacher is not helping our matter. And it just correspond. So me, initially I had said, the teacher was not good. All of us, nobody passed. And then I said, but 5 people passed. So what happened? I was heavily reliant on the lady's teaching, even if she was not teaching everything completely. And I didn't go back to read my textbook or look at the past questions to actually see what kinds of questions they were asking. And so I had to own it that people pass this thing and I did not pass it. So I need to find out why. So we must all take responsibility. Now, where we are up to now, we had a part to play in it. Everything is not external. Some things are internal, and we need to own that. And it's okay. It also shows us that we have the power to create what we need to create. So pause and ponder. So think of the kind of person that you are. How do you respond when you fail at things? Do you blow up? Do you cover up? I know. You say, how was this thing? You just like, Oh, it was fine. All glory be to God. It was fine. You know, we're all fine. And nobody knows that it's paining you. I had a friend that he wasn't passing his exams and he wasn't telling anybody. It was not until the point when it was now a deal breaker that we knew that he wasn't passing. We didn't know. We thought that we were all together in this, you know. We did not know that he wasn't passing. So don't just cover up and think that what will people say? Who cares what anybody says? It's your life. And if you need help, ask for help. Do you give up? You cannot encounter me and be the person that gives up. It's not allowed. You don't give up, you don't cave in, you don't quit. We're not lily liver people. We are tough, we are strong, and we rise up to the occasion. So, what kind of person and how do you respond when you have failures in your life? If you do not take responsibility, you give up control of your life. If you do not take responsibility for yourself, you will give the control up for your life. So take responsibility for you. Please let this be kept in your heart. Like let it just hit your chest and stay there. That I must be responsible for myself. What I know, what I don't know. How can I know it? Is very important, you know, because we have too many people wondering why the whole world is so wicked and it's not fair. But people are still succeeding. Please think about it now. People are still succeeding in these whole issues, you know, issue everywhere. People are still succeeding. So how are they doing it? Go and learn from them. Read their stories, you know, ask questions, have sessions with yourself by yourself, set an alarm and say, who am I? What can I learn from myself? You know, where am all these things I'm learning? Why is it not producing for me? Till you start doing that, you will just keep making the same mistakes over and over again and wondering why life is wicked. Okay. So are we together? Lesson 4. The focus of learning from losses is improvement. Oh my goodness, I love improvement. I always want to see how I can be better than I was yesterday. And one quote that just came to my heart now, and people that know me, I say that I love that. Trees don't grow in a day, they grow daily. So when you think about trees don't grow in a day, they grow daily, you realize that even with our lives, we don't grow in a day. We don't just become, you know, you just wake up and you're an adult or something. We improve each and every day. You don't eat once on Monday and it lasts you for 1 year. It doesn't happen. Some of us will have eaten 3 breakfasts before 12, you know, so we always like want to add more and add and add. Is when you think about it, think about improvement. You know, so I have some insights on improvement. When you improve on yourself, everything gets better. You cannot invest inside and it won't show on the outside. It doesn't happen. So if you improve, so if you say, oh, what can I do better? If you're the type that you easily cave in, how can I not continue to do this? You know, how can I be better at this? What do I need to learn? What do I need to apply? What do I need to what do I need to write down? You know, you start asking yourself questions, start asking people, how can I be better? What are you doing that's making your life move forward that I'm not doing? Please, what secrets? How do you go about these things? People are passing in your class and they're just like those ones are just like two no children. No, that you can ask them, you know, how do you read? What happened? You know, how long do you read? How is it how do you assimilate? And you begin to ask them questions. And I say, oh me, whenever I'm doing this, and it might not be what they are saying, but what they are not saying. Do you get? And then you realize that this person, so there's a way I can actually sit down and do this and I get this result. Do you get? So when you focus on your inside, when you focus on being a better you, not for anybody else, but for you, everything around you would respond because life must be lived from the inside out. If not, there'll be problems. Okay, to improve, you have to leave your comfort zone. I usually say that the comfort zone is a cozy place where nothing happens. It's a lovely place to be, you know, I'm all right, you know, but nobody ever did great things, staying in the comfort zone. When you stretch yourself and say, okay, I want to read more. I want to be a more valuable person. I want to read a chapter of a book every day. And your people are sleeping. I remember when I did my NYSC, National Youth Service in Adamawa State, Yola Adamawa State, Nigeria. And I was the only one in my room of 5 ladies who was preparing for professional exams. And I was working in a bank then. So I'll get back from work. Everybody has gotten home already. I'll get back from work, and then we'll eat, we'll gist. Sometimes I would just be quiet and then just form as if I've slept off. So everybody will now sleep off. Once they've slept, like 9 o'clock, I'll just get up, sit on my table on my chair, and then read till like 2 a.m. because I had exams. I wanted to do my exams. I wanted to be a better person. And I was always reading a book per time. You will not catch me without reading a book. You won't catch me. There's always a book in my bag or in my hand, everywhere I was. And people knew me that, this copper. When I was in school, sometimes I'll grow hungry because I've used my money to buy books. So nothing worthwhile ever happens in the comfort zone. So learn to stretch. Improvement is a never-ending battle. So don't settle for a quick fix. Don't just say, just give me the answer. Just tell me what I'm not doing. So I can be doing it. It may be something different. They can just tell you, oh, the answer is 5, but you don't know how to get to the 5. So if you write 5 there, it will not help you because you don't know how to walk from the question to the answer. So don't settle for a quick fix. Be focused on, okay, how can I learn this and how can I know it? How can I teach it to other people? And then commit to daily improvement. Just pick one thing that you will do today, that just think of one thing that you do today that will help you. So if you want to improve in maybe something that has to do with your subjects in school, think of it and write it down. So what area of your life would you like to focus on improving today? If it's, oh, I want to increase my value, so I want to read a book. Okay, so what book? When do I want to read it? How many, should I do a chapter per day or a chapter in 2 days? Okay, let me set my alarm that every day between 9 and 9:30 p.m. I will read a book. And then you start, and then you continue till you are done. Not you continue till you stop. You continue till you are done. The highest reward for our toil is not what we get but what we become by it. If you crack this, if you know this, my chest, my passion is almost boiling out. So I need to be together. Okay. So the most important question is not what am I getting, but who am I becoming? And it's important because many times we want answers, we want results, we want solutions, we want people to just feed us and give us the answers, but we are not changed. So this is what happens to people who let's say they win the lottery. All of a sudden they have $40 million and they're like, I'm rich. And then you see them a year from that time and they're bankrupt again. And then you are thinking, even if it's just $1 million that they are giving me, I'm set, because you have grown the capacity to be the kind of person that can handle that kind of money. Too often we want the results without growing internal capacity. And if you are growing, if you want to get to places and you don't want to invest on your inside, your character development, your person, in being more valuable, it's like building bricks, building capacity on your inside, so that when the winds of life come, when curveballs are thrown at you, when things don't go the way you want, or when fame comes, or when you become popular, you don't cave in. You don't get destroyed because of the fame or the money, all the things that we are seeking. All those things don't destroy because you have the capacity. So focus on who you are becoming. When you're learning things, okay, so I'm learning, and I'm learning to be more quiet, more reflective. So this kind of person would always learn from mistakes. So when mistakes come, instead of me to just say, what is the solution? What is the answer? Just tell me the answer. I want to know what is going on. So always think about who you are becoming on the journey to where you are going. And finally, lesson 5. Winning is not everything. Learning is. And I know some people are like, what? How can you just say that? Are we not supposed to be winning? You're supposed to be winning, right? But that's not all there is to it. We have to learn from our wins. If you saw people that have amazing stories, you would see that they had a lot of learning points that they learned from and they became better at. I remember when I joined government class in my SS1 second term, because I didn't want to be too free, because hey, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, right? And I had, like, we used to build our timetables then in secondary school, senior secondary school. And so I just saw that it was not compulsory for me to do government, but I saw that I was having too much free time. And that too much free time, many girls were always, I went to an only girls' school. They would just be chit-chatting, that's when gossip would come into being. That's when you would just be faffing up and down. So I said, what can I use to fill this time? And so I said, okay, I'll take government. So I had not taken government in first term. I was just going to join their class in second term. So I came with 0. I took their past question, the exam for first term. I looked at it. I couldn't answer anything because. So I went to buy textbook. I started reading this was break between first term and second term. While people were eating chicken and enjoying their life, Marinike was reading government textbook. And so I answered all the questions that they had done in first term. And I wrote my answers. When we went for review, the teacher would just say, number 1, what was the answer and why? And anybody one side and I one side. Said, I thought you are new. Yes, ma, but I went to read it up and then I answered the question. So I want to see what I will get. Then, she just dethroned the government captain and made me government captain. Because she was like, if you who did not know anything, you were not in this class in the first term, and you went through the pain of reading what we did in first term and answering the exam questions, and you are able to contribute, then it means that you're a person that would always want to learn. So it's not about just being the best in your class or being the most sought after. You must learn. Don't get full of the fact that, hey, I'm there. I love this quote. And if you want to screenshot it, please screenshot it too, because it's very it's profound. It says success is a lousy teacher. It reduces smart people into thinking they cannot lose. It also makes them think they do not need to learn. And if you think about it and think about yourself, I think about times in my life when I was like, oh, this is all right. I know this. I'm a high performer. I'm a this, I'm a that. And then when the cards were down, I realized that I wasn't really learning anything because I'd sat on my throne and felt like all I know is that I know everything. Meanwhile, all I knew is that I knew nothing. And so it just gives that when you win all the time, which is good, when you're always winning is good. But see, the obstacle or the hindrance to being better is your best today. So when you go with the mindset that I must learn, that's the opportunity mindset. There's always something to learn. When I win, how come I got this outcome? Can I replicate it in other areas of my life? You begin to learn from yourself, from your wins, from your losses, from people, the experiences and everything. Don't just get full and, just sit there. It's not good. So insights on winning is not everything. One, the biggest danger of tomorrow's success is today's success. And I'm not saying it because I've said it already, that it's not because I don't want anybody to succeed. Everybody must succeed. But many times when we get to the better we are today, we don't aspire to be best tomorrow. Or when we are best tomorrow, we don't aspire to build on our success. So keep winning. Keep winning. To keep winning, you have to stay hungry and keep learning. Always say there's always room for improvement. I can be better. What can I do better? Anyone with a wrong attitude, and we're going to be moving to part 2 in a few minutes. So, and that's on the attitude of a champion. Anyone with a wrong attitude towards towards winning can turn winning into losing very quickly. So be a student of life and be a student of yourself. In summary, all that we have said, always remember losses don't define you. Resource your loss by developing an opportunity mindset. And the opportunity mindset is there's always something to learn from what I face or everything I go through. There's always something to learn. Start by taking responsibility for you. Don't give your power away. Focus on continuous and never ending improvement. It's called CANI, continuous and never ending improvement. Always write down, what can I do better? How can I be better? And then remember that winning is not everything. Make sure that you are learning from your wins. So how what did we learn? You know, how was it? Which of the 5 lessons are you going to hold in your hand and hold in your heart and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to learn from. You know, think about it. Think about it. Think about your learnings. Share your learnings quickly before we move on to the next speaker. We have like 1 or 2 minutes before I'll bring up Khadija to do the next session. Oh, I can see one of my mentors here. Welcome, Mr. Tolu. Thank you for being here. Oh, welcome everybody. Thank you. Okay, so my people, my constituency, share. Let me know. I want to play one video for us all, and then we would move. So I'm waiting to read your okay. No. Okay. So that's okay. Can we all hear? Oh, okay.
We're not hearing Maranike.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So let me just focus on and I wanted us to watch that video, but it's okay. Okay. So let me quickly read what people are saying that they've learned. And then we move on. Okay. So commitment, Tonya says commitment to personal learning evaluation is important. Yes. Uju says taking responsibility for my failures and learning from them. Temitope says I must be responsible for myself. Ebonlua says lesson 5, winning is not everything, learning is. Damlola says I will take responsibility for my results. Okay. Continuous learning is key. That's Damilola. Ayokomi says, I am not my circumstance. My life is a continuum. I am not in my final form. Yes. Aramide says, so much to pick. The most important takeaway for me is to separate my failing moments from my identity. I am starting to see failures as a learning curve rather than who I am. All I need to do is learn, pick the valuable lessons and press harder. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's fantastic. Christina says the focus of learning is improvement. Ayobami says never waste your failure, learn from it. Yes. Learning, we must all learn from our failures. Okay, so Reliwa says lesson 5, winning is not everything, learning is. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I'm glad that we picked 1 or 2 lessons from what we've shared and all. And I hope that we don't just write the lessons down, that we internalize them. Even if it's just 1 or 2 that you pick and you hold on to, it's fine. You keep getting better and keep improving, because you are not your mistakes. And you have the power to create and curate the kind of life that you want. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on to the next session. And I love this session because attitude, when I was younger and I saw your attitude, not your aptitude, determines your altitude in life, I took it and I made sure I will always show up with the right attitude, and it has always differentiated me. So let's give a warm welcome to our next facilitator, Khadija, as she takes us through the attitude of a champion. So let's give her a warm welcome. Welcome,
Hey
Khadija, over
guys,
to you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Morenike. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I am going to share a bit about the value of attitude, right? So let me just give me 5 seconds to share my screen. Everybody seeing? Yes, 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 yes. Tell me. That's one good one.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Lovely. Lovely. Okay, so anybody here? I want to hear from you guys. So text me in the chat if you want to say something. Show me your raised hand, and you can ask me anything. Okay, I would love to hear feedback, and you can chat as well to me. Okay, great. So the value of attitude. Anybody here ever had a bad attitude? I know I had. I had such a bad attitude when I was a bit younger that, hello, I used to get in a lot of trouble with my parents and get buff up. You know what buff up means? In the Caribbean, buff up means you get scolded. Yes, your parents will scold you, right? So, yeah, so growing and as I grew and changed and became a student of life, as Morenike said earlier, that is when my attitude began to change, because I have kids. And in order for me to get through to them, my attitude had to change. So we are going to look at the value of attitude in comparison to a paintbrush, right? So have the paintbrush in your mind, and let's paint a beautiful attitude, right? So the goal of this lesson on attitude, great. Waiter, I'm seeing in the chat, Oriol Lua said she has had a bad attitude. Good. And I'm sure you changed it, right? Yes? Let me know in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Good. So great. I'm glad you did. So the goal of today's lesson is to take the paintbrush of your mind and paint a beautiful attitude. And that is what we are going to learn today, how to do that, right? So the lesson quote is, your attitude colors every aspect of your life. It is like the mind's paintbrush. So if you ever have a paintbrush, let that remind you that attitude colors every aspect of your life. So attitude is a choice. So when you see that paintbrush, remember that attitude is a choice. Your attitude colors every aspect of your life. It can paint everything in vibrant, bright colors, creating a masterpiece, a picture that is attractive to others. Or it can make everything dark and dreary. Yeah? Something unattractive. Life is the canvas you paint on, right? Your attitude is the paintbrush, and you get to choose the colors. You all can imagine that. Could I hear about some colors of your attitude? My colors are purple, green, yellow. Yeah, Those are my colors. I love those colors. I know yellow is the color of friendship, so that is why I choose yellow. Yes, yes. So we have something in common, Moraniki. Anybody else want to know or tell me what their colors are? I'm looking in the chat. Okay, white and red. Great. Obayemi, did I say it right? Esther? Yes. Esther, you're red, and Carissa, red. Good. And red is a powerful color. Don't get that wrong. It shows that you're bold and you're courageous. Yeah. I'm seeing Aluko saying yellow, right? Good, good. Blue, orange. Wow. Good. White. Yes. Blue, yellow. Right. Great, great. Loving it, loving it. Thank you guys for sharing. Now, let's connect this paintbrush to your choice. What kind of masterpiece are you creating for your life? And by the colors that I'm seeing in the chat, I can actually tell that you guys are positive people, or else you wouldn't be here, right? So one thing you can do with your paintbrush and the colors that you choose, burgundy. Hey, I love burgundy. And my daddy had a car that was burgundy, and you could have heard it from a distance. Hey, we used to love that car. It was an old-time car, but it was fast. You just brought back a memory there with that color. Right. So when you hold that paintbrush in your hand, and by the colors that I'm seeing here from you guys, yes, you're positive, and you can be known as an attitude artist. Yeah, that is good. You are an attitude artist because you attract people to see the masterpiece of your life. Yes, this is your life, and you get to create your masterpiece. Your attitude is the difference maker. So the good news is that you get to choose your attitude. Something so vital to your success is a choice that you can make. You can't control many of your circumstances, right? Something like where you were born, you can't control who your parents are. Those are the things you can't control. You can't control your personality. You can't control where you were from, but you can control your responses to them. Yeah. When you choose to have a good attitude during a bad time, you are now taking control of your life. And I remember Moranike said, be a student of life. Yes, you're learning and continuously learn, right? Don't let the wrong attitudes make you lose from life. Take those losses, and turn them into something positive, right? When you choose to have a good attitude during a bad time, you are taking control of your life instead of letting life control you. Great. Yes, you all understanding, right? Yeah, I know this is a lovely bunch. I'm so glad to meet all of you guys, all of you ladies and gentlemen. How do you see? Is your cup half full or half empty? Is your attitude full or empty? Right? Remember, Morenike was talking about that cup she held in her hand, right? You have to take control of your life, right? And make sure that your attitude is full of positivity and empty out the negative vibes, right? Yeah. So I want to know how you see today. I want you to tell me in the chat. Let me know how you see. Are you seeing your cup half full or half empty? What are you pouring into your cup, right? What are you pouring into your cup? Positivity or negative? So if it's positivity, type P in the chat. And if it's negativity, hey, let's get rid of it today. Let us get rid of that negativity today. Yes, yes. Listen, you guys are awesome. All I'm seeing is peas. Hey, that's what we're talking about. And I know that you guys are really positive because you all are showing me that, and you all are giving me some fire to continue doing what I'm doing, right? Your positive attitude helps you overcome difficulty. Yes? Let me share something with you. It's not what happens to you, it's what happens inside of you that counts. Listen, it's what happens inside. Only you could change yourself. You could change yourself today. You have the choice, the power, and the tenacity to change your life today. Because what you tell yourself on the inside is what is going to reflect by your attitude on your outside. Yeah. There was a point in my life where I never used to think of myself as being this confident, right? I never used to have a really good attitude towards school or towards anything, you know. I just thought, well, hey, whatever, that kind of whatever attitude, and I had to change. The only way that I got to do that change is by looking at myself from inside out and changing. And as I began to change on the inside by the things that I was doing and the positive thoughts that I was allowing to come in, that helped change my outside. Yes. So don't let your circumstances define you, right? It's not what happens to you, it's what happened inside of your heart, inside of your mind, what you tell yourself, what you feel, that counts. That is what counts. Okay. So keep filling yourself with positivity. Now, everyone at times needs an attitude adjustment, right? And I just shared with you that I adjusted my attitude because I found it was necessary. You know, when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you said, hey, Khadija, that's not the right attitude to have. So what you can do is look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. Does my attitude need adjusting? Yeah. Attitudes don't automatically stay good, right? When things don't go our way, it's easy for our attitude to slip and start to become negative. And that's true, we are all human, right? When that happens, I want you to do 4 things to adjust that attitude. Number 1 is to take responsibility for that attitude, right? Because it's easy to have a good attitude when things are going really well. You understand? It's really easy, right? Number 2 is to give yourself a timeline to fix that attitude. And let me tell you something about that attitude. I heard Maranike talk about the 24-hour rule. And let me just go a little bit in details about that 24-hour rule. You can make positive thinking your prominent way of thinking. So give yourself 24 hours to feel sorry for yourself. Give yourself, no, actually do it, right? Give yourself 24 hours to feel sorry about yourself. Yeah, when you're in that mode, complain about your life and wish things was better. But let me tell you something, and I want you all to promise me that after that 24 hours, you do something. Let me tell you what to do. I want you, after you think all those things about yourself and whatever it is, all the negative things, give yourself that space to do it. But you see, after that 24 hours, think positive things about yourself, right? I want you to say positive things about yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I am strong. I am beautiful. I am independent. I am worthy and I am loved and I deserve respect. You tell yourself positive things because saying it with your mouth would give affirmation to you and strengthen your attitude to be better. I want you to promise me that you will take that 24-hour rule and practice it, because the only way you will get better at your attitude is to practice what you are learning here today, right? Do positive things, right? That is part of the 24-hour rule. After you do all these things, you think positive things, say positive things, and do positive things, right? Good. Your positive action will allow you to overcome those negative feelings. That is how to get it out of your system, right? Allow yourself to feel bad. Allow yourself to feel sorry or whatever. But after, I want you to promise me those 3 things, right? Good. Number 3 is to manage your attitude daily, right? And by managing it, you will get to where you need to be. Great. I'm seeing we have a promise in the chat. Yes? Yes, I am holding you accountable. Morenike, when I asked you for Oriolua, did I say it right? Tell me. Great, good. Sorry. When I asked Morenike about you, I am hopeful to hear that you are being and doing what you say you're going to do here today. Yes? You're trying? Great. And I want you to keep trying because that's the only way you can get better, right? Good. And number four is to feed your positive attitude and starve your negative ones. Let me share something with you. Everybody has positive and negative thoughts. Yeah. We are human. It's a must. Yes, we all have positive thoughts and negative thoughts. But let me tell you something. Your goal is to increase those positive thoughts and decrease the negative ones, right? Because what you constantly think about will control your attitude, right? If you constantly think about negative stuff, it's going to consume you. It's going to take up your time and you will start to react. Your behavior will change, right? But if you consume positive mental food, right? Positive mental food into your life by reading encouraging books, YouTube, like the one that Morenike was trying to show us there. When you continue to feed your mind positive stuff, things are going to change. It's going to change your attitude. There's something called PMA, a positive mental attitude. And I keep that in the forefront of my life, a positive mental attitude, PMA. If anyone wants a PMA, could I see in the chat, you all saying that you want a PMA, which is a positive mental attitude? Yes? You're going to develop friendships with those who live a positive life. You're going to have conversations that are uplifting and good for others. Yes? Yes. Only you want, Christiana, you want a PMA, a positive mental attitude. Yes, Esther. Yes, Carissa. Hi, Carissa. Carissa is from Trinidad and Tobago as well. Thank you so much for being here. We all want that positive mental food, that positive mental attitude. And that is what we hope for you to have today, right? So I really hope that you will understand what that PMA is. Develop friendships, like I said before, with those who live a positive life. Morenike is an excellent friend to have. All of you here today, because you are here today, you are telling me something. And you are telling me that you already made that choice to have a positive mental attitude. You are here. So it's evident, it's showing. So remember that attitude is the difference maker. And let me tell you how it's the difference maker. Because when you have that positive mental attitude, you enjoy life more. Hello? You're hearing that? You all will enjoy life more. You will inspire others. Anybody want to inspire others here? Let me see a raise hand. Anybody want to inspire others? Yes, I want to. Yes? Yes, Adams. Great, lovely. You know what else happens when you have a positive attitude? You attract others. People are drawn to you. You attract others that have that same positive attitude. Yeah, that's what you do. And that's amazing because when you have good people and positive people around you, guess what happens? We raise the bar for others to follow, right? And when you have a positive attitude, you show gratitude for people in your life. Anybody who's grateful for Morenike? Yes, For anybody's grateful for anyone in this chat here today? Yes, you love to inspire others. Great. That's excellent. And I want you all to follow in our footsteps. That is what we are all about. We are all about that ripple effect and our positive attitude. I wanted to rub off on you today. That's what we say in the Caribbean. You know, we rub it off means that I want to share my attitude with you so that you can be as positive as I am. Yes, I do have down days and bad days, but I don't let it control me. Yes, yes. So another benefit of having a positive attitude is that you become more successful. You begin to see a clear path for your life. Yes, you do. And that is what will help you to go forward and to not just go forward, but to grow forward. Yes, great. I'm seeing the chat is lighting up. I want you all to take away today what I'm going to say. Attitude is a difference maker. Do not just go forward in life with a positive attitude. I want you to grow forward. Thank you so much, Morenike, for the opportunity to pour into the cups and the lives of our participants here today. I love you guys, I really do, and I believe in each one of you here today. Remember that my name is Khadija Ali Samu, and my Instagram and Facebook page is Tower of Power Movement. If you ever want to reinforce what we spoke about here today, please let Morenike know. Or please go to the Tower of Power Movement page on Instagram and Facebook. And I am certain that you will always get a response. And I want you to have a positive attitude, be that difference maker wherever you are in the world. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay. Thank you so much, Khadija. That was fluid. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I hope we all picked one lesson or two. Share your learnings. You know, let Khadija know that you have picked learnings. The chats are just buzzing all through. So share your learnings. What one thing, what two things have you picked from the lesson on attitude that you would hold with for me with my right hand, because I'm left-handed. And if you're left-handed, if you're right-handed, then you're left-handed. So let me see. Pa just saying thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. So okay, so Ebonloa says learning. I affirm to grow forward in a positive attitude. Tanya says attitude is a choice. I choose to have a positive attitude. Esther says attitude is a difference maker. I can't change certain things, but I can change having a good attitude. Ayakami says a positive attitude helps me go and grow forward. I love that. I love that we grow forward. We grow to be better. Fifehelmi says, thank you so much for the lessons. You're welcome. Okay. Esther says, success without positive attitude is a failure to me. Oh, interesting. Yes, I can't change from positive attitude. Give up. Okay. Uju says, I learned that I should fill my life with positivity no matter what negative things happen to me. It's what I feel or take in the moment in that that matters. Oh goodness. Okay. I will come back to it. Christina says positivity is key to growth. I have learned that a lot. Yes. I hope this has been really, really helpful for you. Does anybody have any questions for me? Any questions? Any questions? Okay. Okay, it's what I feel or taking that matters. Thank you, Dr. H. Want me to simplify it. Now it's like yes. So anybody has questions? Any questions, any comments? Okay, Esther says, what I think about consciously affects my attitude. I will feed my mind with positive thoughts. Yes.
Yes,
PMA.
Esther. PMA.
PMA. Yes. Okay, so okay, so Esther has a question. What question do you have, Esther? Do you want me to unmute you? Where are you? I can't find you. Okay. I'm trying to unmute her. Okay, okay. She says where she is noise. Okay, type your question. Because I want to put somebody on the spot, right? And I know he might, if he could reach me now from where he is in the US, he might send a cane to flog me. But I really want us to, even if it's 5 minutes, he has been a true and very, very huge inspiration for me. He's also a coach with the John Maxwell team. And it was just me randomly. I just saw in the chat how positive he was during our certification in March. And I was like, who is this person? And I was like, "Ah, it has a Nigerian name, that." And it was telling everybody calm down, and it was just very engaging. And then I just had a bright idea for people who know, like Rennie has bright ideas. And I just sent him a message. I want to connect. And after I sensed, I was like, Rennie, what is wrong with you? How can you just tell strangers you're booking a 30-minute meeting with them? Like, are you all right? And so I was still dilly-dallying whether or not to join the meeting that was supposed to start in 5 minutes. And so I said, hey, what do I have to lose? And so I just joined and I saw he was already there. And what was supposed to be 30 minutes connect ended up being like 2 hours, 30 minutes. I like to talk. So I like gisting. But then he truly, truly inspired me. And I want to just say thank you again, Mr. Tolu. Thank you. And I'm going to bring you up. Let me just see Esther's question so we can accommodate his time for a few minutes before we close. And I know we would enjoy a mini session from him. Okay, so Esther says, how can one deal with people who tend to look down on you and always speak bad about you, saying things not right? What can you do? Khadija, do you want to take that? Did you hear the question?
Yes.
Okay.
So who's asking it?
Esther.
Sorry, I didn't see Esther.
Yeah.
So Esther, how can you deal with people who look down on you? I think that you should still treat them good. The Bible says that you be good to your enemies, regardless of what they do to you, and He will make them your footstool one day. And I want to encourage you to, you see, when people saying bad things about you, and it's not right, it will hurt your feelings. It will definitely hurt you. But maybe you can give them an arm's length. Stay away from them and do not let that intimidate you or try to put you down, because this is what they want. Prove them wrong. Don't let them put you down or make you feel that way to not want to continue on your path. Listen, people will do a lot to try to bring you down in life, and it's not right. It's not right for good people like yourself, right, Esther? Ignore them, as Carissa said, and do not give up. Do not stop being the good person that you are for anybody. Don't let that take root into your life, right? I hope it helps. I hope that answer helped.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Don't give up and don't give up on them. Yeah. So let me quickly bring up Mr. Toli Areola to yeah, he's smiling. Everybody, so I'm not in trouble because he's smiling.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Morenike. Hi, Khadija.
Hi.
Fantastic
Hi.
session today. Hi, everybody. I'm so proud of you all for being on this webinar today and everything that you have learned. I really, really want you to please, take action on them. Okay. If you don't take action, then all you've just gotten is an intellectual exercise. But please put to use everything that you have learned. It's what we're doing, it's what we're using, and that's why we're where we are at today. When I met Marenike, I knew she had such a glow and a light within her, and I just had to connect. And it has been an amazing relationship so far. She's an amazing person. She has a lovely spirit and a lovely heart about her. So you're following the right person. And I can see Khadija like clapping and like saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's who she is. But if I had to leave you with something, there, 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 there are four things that I believe that as you have it as a foundation, plus everything that you've learned, it will be really amazing for you. It's really easy to remember. There are four words that I live by, and I think it will also help you. And they form the word hope, HOPE. You can never forget it. H stands for humility. Okay, as you go through your life, stay humble. Okay, humility is something you do to yourself. All right. And the effect of that is that you'll be lifted in life. Don't allow pride to hinder you from learning. Humility helps you learn. Humility helps you advance in life. Humility helps you be teachable. It's one of those core values of life that you must never ever lose. All right. You must stay humble. Be humble enough to be corrected, be humble enough to learn. That's how you go far in life. O stands for ownership. Whatever you heard it in today's webinar, right? Taking responsibility, owning whatever you do, because think about it, owners think different than those that are just passing by, right? I like to use the analogy of if you have a guest in your house and you paid the bills in the house, right? And if your guests leave the lights on, you go after them to turn off the lights, right? Because you have to pay the bills, right? Why? Because as an owner, you take responsibility. So take ownership of your life, take ownership of your destiny, take ownership of whatever responsibility is put on your plate, because owners think different than everybody else. And as you take ownership, you will find out that you begin to experience the kind of success other people don't experience, right? You represent whatever you own, right? And you have to represent it well because you are an owner. So take ownership. It's whatever task is put on my way, I always take ownership. I do it like it's mine. And when you keep doing that, you find that you advance in life. And then P, you heard it, I mean, that P to me has multiple meanings, but let me use it to connect with what we've learned today. P is positive, stay positive. There's just something good that happens to positive people. And because when you're positive, right, you attract what you are like. So positive things will keep happening to you. Always see the bright side of things, right? Always, always look for the silver lining. No matter how dark the situation, right? Always look for the light. Someone cracked a joke one time and said, even if a positive person ended up in hell, right? And it was there with Satan, he would tell Satan that, hey, come on, Satan, why is it so hot in here? Don't you have AC? Can't you find AC? Why? Because they just have a positive outlook to life, and you get success faster than that, and like that. And then finally, E, I love this. E is for excellence. E is for excellence. The definition of excellence is the endless pursuit of improvement. No matter where you find yourself in life, you can always be better. So don't ever rest on your laurels, right? Always seek to maximize your potential. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the galaxies, right? You can always be better than where you are at today. And that's what excellence is all about. This endless pursuit of improvement. If you think you're good today, when you get to tomorrow, your good becomes mediocre. It means that you have to get better. There's always the next level. And I want you to keep shooting for that, because you are the future of the world. You are the future of the planet we live in today. And the only way we can get to that future is when you get better and you make everyone around you better. That's the hope that we have. That's the hope that you have. And that's the hope I want you to live by. Moranica, thank you so much for this opportunity. I love you very much. Kadesha, nice to meet you. And thank you all so much for this time. God bless you.
Yay! See, I told you, like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. You see, just how many minutes, and it was so, so impactful. Thank you so much. I love you and I appreciate you so, 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 so much. Can we show him some love? Can we say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you? So you can see everybody you're in good hands. I follow amazing people, so I don't know how I can learn bad behavior. I don't know. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, let's wrap this up, right? Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. So remember, make sure that you put action to every single thing you have learned today. To be a champion in your own life, you have to make sure that you have the mindset and you have the right attitude. And we have learned that today. And then we also learned hope, humility, take ownership, right? Stay positive and commit to excellence. Like if I catch you, I love you all very, 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 very much. Thank you for committing your time and coming here for this session. Thank you, Khadija, for being here as well. Thank you so much for the value you keep on giving and giving. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Morenike.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Felina.
all.
Felina. Hi, Carissa. I just want to shout out my Trinidad and Tobago people in the house. Carissa, uh, Sharon, Carissa, Felina. Anybody else from Trinidad and Tobago here? Thank you so much for your support and your love, continuous support and love, right? I just want to appreciate you guys. It was so lovely meeting everyone. I am so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, everyone, thank you all very much once again for being here. Thank you, Mr. Tolu. Thank you, everyone, for being here once again. I appreciate you and see you at GYI October, right? October 2021. And I have a song for you. Yes, let me not forget to play my song. And I hope you like it because I like it too. Yeah. So well, thank you, everyone. Remember that I believe in you. You're a champion. You will do great things. You will do great things. So thank you once again for being here. I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.